Sorry, one sec, small problem. If you mind if I start again?
Not really.
Yeah. Jason, as far as Talegaon goes, what are the kind of issues you all are facing up to there?
Right. The issues that the Taleigae Bachao Abhiyan is focusing is essentially one that stems from the manner in which land has been made a resource for the profit of a few, basically real estate speculation. Right? So every open space in the village is seen as a capital that a small group of people, basically real estate developers, can capitalize on. Right? So this translates now into a number of issues. This translates into mega housing projects, right? Which basically means that under the current regulations, you take permission for C1 or C2, right? C1 or C2 zone, which is commercial building, right? Now, if you're a good guy, you'll have a row of shops at the bottom, right? And then the rest of the 8 stories or 7 stories will be residential apartments. So here you're perverting the entire notion of commercial zone, but this is the way it's operating right now. So this is one kind of set. Under this set, we have buildings, for example, one being constructed by Joe Matthias. There's another one being constructed by Models, where these are literally like fortresses actually, if you look at them from the outside. In fact, the Models building.
Fortresses in the sense?
Pardon me?
Fortresses in the sense?
Fortresses in the sense they are these huge towers that rise up.
I see.
They're almost like walled cities.
Okay.
Right? And you can, in fact, you can see Models from Santa Cruz.
I see.
It's this huge, ugly concrete monstrosity coming out. Now these, I don't know how many flats the Models has, but the proposed Matthias construction has close to 1,500 flats.
But what are the consequences of these? I mean, it kind of, takes the real estate speculation even further. Locals cannot afford homes. I mean, what's the point of opposition here?
The point of opposition is, first of all, the kind of implications in terms of life. Well, let's put it this way: implications in terms of lifestyles and ecology. Right? In terms of lifestyles, is that you have now there is no infrastructure. You're converting a rural area into an urban area. This may be fine, but the point is we don't know what uses the land is being put to right now. Right? So
it's a total lack of planning and
lack of planning.
Something that would result in a lowering of the quality of life in the long run.
Absolutely. Also, basically what's going to happen is you don't have a sewage system. It's going to be able to take in all this kind of shit basically. Right? You're going to put into soak pits. If you put into soak pits, it really means that, and if you're putting the let's say each house has 4 people, each flat has 4 people. So you were looking at, what was that, around 8,000 people's bodily waste being put into the ground, and you're expecting bacteria to take care of it.
And in some ways, it's not really need-based planning. It's at the most want-based, or at the most, speculation-based or profit-based. Or
it is basically, see, even profit is good. Profit is what economies run on. But the point is, this level of profit is obscene, right? It's not meeting any real need. The question is it even spurring on an economy? What sort of economy is it spurring on? It's spurring on a speculative economy. Which at the end of the day is not producing real wealth.
Which would be also largely black in that sense.
This is a possibility, right? Another, actually a more serious problem. This is one problem. Water consumption, sewage, electricity, traffic, right? This is one problem. The other problem is that of lifestyles. If you look, I was the other day walking around Siddharth, Goa. And I saw these 2 ladies who were looking for firewood. So I stopped them and I said, "Where are you all from?" So they said, "We are from Dona Paula, towards Ivan." Now they have walked a substantial distance. They walked at least 2 kilometers away from their home.
The poorer area of the village.
No, they walked towards Siddharth, Goa. Now I said, "What are you doing here?" "We're collecting firewood." They walked a long distance away. And these are not only women. I've seen women who live on the bases of the hill From various places. So for people from Nagali, which is a village, which is a small hamlet near the Taligaon church. Women from Orshel, these women now from Dona Paula are still depending on fuel wood for their to cook food.
In many ways, it's a very rural kind of community mixed with a kind of overlay.
I'm not going to say
overlay of elite and
an overlay. I think is the right word. In fact, it's almost like they're pressing down on them.
Yeah.
Like the issues of
and Dona Paula in some ways is the worst because of its scenic beauty. I mean, it's a very fashionable address to stay, so everyone wants a house there, and that adds to the problem in the long run in that sense.
It's very clear. See, I think the larger problem actually is that in Goa, no one is thinking of issues like this. These are people, for example, it's not just firewood.
Yeah.
There are people who've been cultivating on this hill, and there are people who have livestock.
And of course, the economy cannot compete with the speculative real estate economy.
The economy cannot compete. And see, the point is, competition we can talk about later. The issue is this economy is being wiped out without providing an alternative for these people.
But Jason, the very interesting thing is that these same politicians, these same kind of builders who are actually doing this have somehow managed to veer the people onto their side by appealing to
I don't know, Frederick, how much these people have veered them onto the side. I've spoken to people from Nagali, I've spoken to people from Keone. This was when I was campaigning and mobilizing against the IT park. And these people, first, some of them were clearly scared, but a lot of them clearly said, yes, we need this deal, and we are willing to come. Okay? They came to the panchayat, and they were literally shooed away. And in the aftermath, when we, for example, the Taligaon MLA, he gives people a certain dole, right? Now
it's a government scheme which he kind of roots. In that sense.
Is that so? This I was not aware, but it definitely seems as if it is he who is giving the money.
I see.
Right?
Maybe some discretionary.
It's possible. Whatever. Now this money was withheld because they were there at the meeting. It was posed to them as if this meeting they should not be there at this meeting. That is the Gram Sabha. Right? Now when we spoke with them later on, they were quite clear that. Who the enemy really is in that sense. And see, the poor are really left with no option.
But what are the kind of strategies that are being used against you all as a group to beat you all down, to kind of take the wind out of your sails?
One of our members has had a police complaint filed against her. Right, this being Shanti Almeida, who has been backing against both Vishwajit Rane, who has been illegally acquiring properties. Let me rephrase that. Who has been encroaching on property. Right. Then there is Jo Matthias, against whom she is battling because of the manner in which she is trying to put this mega project. Right. So this is one way. Another way has been whenever we mobilize at the Gram Sabhas, you have goons who are brought in to disrupt the event. Subsequently, it has gone one stage higher. Is that the Sarpanch was impressed upon to follow this facade or this charade of having rules. We will have a very rule-based kind of Gram Sabha. And then he himself, when he sees that the votes are going against his and the MLA's interest,
the kind of goalpost shifts.
He dissolved the meeting.
I see. So every trick in the book, in the sense of even the use of local language and the beating you down with the fact that this is a demand and.
This is also there. They've also been going around and see. Now I think the beauty in that sense is that both the MLA and his contender, right, are united in their strategy, because one of our demands has been that, for example, in the case of the IT park, no IT park. And you consider the demands of these people, for example, the cultivation of fields, there's cattle and the firewood and stuff.
Right.
And both of them have been saying that no, these people are cultivating illegally. They are illegal.
I see.
Right? And they both join together on this. And
so regardless of the differences in party, there's a kind of permanent government.
And this is where I think what is happening in Goa is that you're clearly seeing a politics of people and livelihood, And a politics of politicians.
Yeah, politicians and money.
Yeah, but well, I think when one says politician today, the elected politician is clearly based on a certain kind of economy.
Thanks for your views, Jason.
Thank you so much.
I'll just wind up here. Very insightful and grateful for your time. Thanks.
My pleasure.
Bye.